Hey guys, my name is Ryan, and we're back again with another Spirit Island video. Today, we are going to be moving on to the Branch and Claw adversary Kingdom of France. For the previous 3 days, we went through all the base game adversaries, and now we have moved on to that first expansion. We got Vengeance on board E. Let's see what happens. Board E. Oh yeah, this is one that you start with a Sacred Site in. So some people think that's a good thing, and some people think it's a bad thing. I don't know. It's kind of up to your opinion. But as always, we're going to start by gaining a card. And what do we have here? The funny thing with Desiccating Winds is that normally it's awful, and it's still not amazing on us, but our Blight counts as a Badlands. So normally the problem with Desiccating Winds is the first time you use it, it does nothing. But with us, we can use a Blight, acts as a Badlands, we get that damage immediately, and then it snowballs from there. Considering that our starting Blight starts in the wetlands, though, as opposed to a mountain or sands, really not excited to take it. Our first Explore isn't in a mountain or sands, so it's going to be a while before we can gain value from it. We do start with a Sacred Site adjacent to two locations, so that's kind of a cool thing, but it's not cool enough. So instead, we're looking at these other ones. Cycles of Time and Tide. We're not really a Dahan and Defend Spirit, and France does its thing where you can't get Blight back onto the card, so that one loses a little bit of value. These two cards are both disease-adding powers, so they're very similar in that respect. This gives us extra range, and that could be helpful if we have like a range 1 Sacred Site Major. There's 3 lands that are not adjacent to our Sacred Site, so that one could be usable. And Infested Aquifers gives us the option to also do lots of damage, which is very exciting to me because we could push things into our land number 4 where we've already got the Blight, and then we can blow up everything. So considering France creates lots of towns and you want to deal with them efficiently, I think we're going to go with Infested Aquifers here. And as for our first play, we are going to go with Plague Bear, or sorry, not Plague Bears, Fetid Breath, in order to set up Plague Bearers for next turn. Probably gonna do Plague Bearers plus Fiery Vengeance, just to, kill this town fast, and then Plague Bearers whatever explores. The absolute best for us would be Jungles, I think. Or no, that would be too slow. But you could go here with the Jungles. But yeah, we'll Fetid Breath right here. So after it double builds, we push everything in. This land will be solved, and there will be much happiness and joy in the land. Since this land is just going to be let go, I'm going to throw 2 presents in there. By going for Plague Bearers and Fiery Vengeance, we also gain access to the right innate. Might as well pick up the town when we have the opportunity. Of course, we could also just kill this guy right here, but I want the disease, and if you're going to invest 1, you might as well invest 2. Okay, we're on stage 1. So we have to add an explorer to each land. That's bad. Wait a second. Oh, after advancing invader cards. Phew. I thought that was going to force us to Blight Cascade and have all kinds of terrible things happen. Mountain or Sands. We'll go up here, so that way we can use this for our Slaves Rebellion. Ooh, nice. Got lucky. I mean, sorry, it's a skill game. It's all skill, baby. Never scared. Alright, so we'll Plague Bearers this out. And because we have the Infested Aquifers, I do want to take the disease with me. So that way, doing the 1 damage to everything is now possible. As far as this next build, though, because we don't care about playing Infested Aquifers this next turn, and this is pretty threatening. We're looking at 3 towns coming down. So in fact, well, it's too late now. I probably should have stopped this build from happening. I think that was a mistake. And so what do we get in response? We're going to strike low and then we are going to... do we do something like a razor sharp undergrowth because we're sad and desperate? The answer might have to be yes. If we do that'll stop one town from existing. If we do flesh rot, that'll give us access to, because we'll grow here, that'll give us access to the Leptinate, which will also kill this town, which is also -1 towns. And I think this is just a better card over the course of the long run. So yeah, I think we do that. Yeah, we should have just eaten this blight here, and that was definitely a mistake, because we didn't have to be under this loss pressure. Or we could just be very, very skilled and just get away with it. Man, always lucky, apparently. Add a strife in land, not matching a Ravage card. Well, that's already going to hit with a Slaves Rebellion, but we can also go here and, it'll strife this, Slaves Rebellion that, vice versa. Either way, we're getting 2 free town kills next event. So that is a great thing for us. And let's see, if we add the town here, then we have to spend the disease for infested aquifers, for using infested aquifers, but then we could do something like add a disease and then, kill everything. Or we could just take the blight here, which is totally fine, spend the blights in order to prevent us from getting a million freaking towns. That's fine. Okay. And that also gives us access to the damage. So in fact, if we do this right here, we'll prevent 2 towns from existing. Spend the disease here, and then we're sitting in a good place. As far as this guy goes, really doesn't matter. We're going to put him here because we can, when this eventually does explore, it's inevitable, right? Coast always explores. We can spend the disease in order to prevent the buildings from happening. So now as far as this turn goes, like, holding onto this infested aquifers is a very enticing endeavor. Is it good? Probably not. I think we just reclaim, planning on double growing across the bottom track next turn. What do we get? Blooddraw's Predators is very interesting. Combine that with our infested aquifers to full clear this land. That's interesting. Yeah, right. Slaves Rebellion, and then comes in, does some damage, and then we hit our right innate, which then clears more. That's pretty spicy. Poison Dew normally is just terrible, but in this situation we spend the disease and kill everything. So I'm actually going to Poison Dew this turn, and then immediately look to get rid of it for a much better card. And then this land, hopefully we get some kind of event to help us out. But with only 2 card plays, really we should be thinking about what are we doing next turn. Next turn, maybe we're going to do like a Plague Bearers so we can set ourselves up with this Fetid Breath. Fetid Breath, whatever explores, and then Plague Bearers it. But considering the way that the build cycle happens, we'd be much more likely to want to play them both in the same turn. But we could just do Flesh Rot and Plague Bearers. That's fine. But what are the other considerations here? I'm also thinking we just play a fire card just in order to gain access to a little bit more damage. Keep on chipping away, picking off the towns whenever we have the opportunity. Let's see what we get. Okay, better explore. I think we're terror level 1. That doesn't do anything. What disease? 2 damage to invaders, 2 damage to Han. Free town kill. right here without losing any Dahan is very nice. Gets us a fear card at terror level 2, which could solve this. And then we have 3 fear coming in. Almost a whole fear card. Explore town from an inland land. Interesting. So if we remove this, then we don't have to take Blight on the escalation. Which is great, because we're going to be taking a Blight here, and that would force us to flip the Blight card, and that would just be very unfortunate. So if we do all this, then we are forced to take a Blight. So we spend this, use our Poison Dew for actual value. And okay. Probably gonna wind up having to spend that guy there too. Pick you up. Poison Dew. And then if we go here, we can fast kill the city with 1 damage with our left innate. That's something. Might not be a bad something either. That's a whole fear card. Okay. Another idea would be if we put the disease over here, spend the disease, Plague Bearers everything out. But we could also just play these two together and accomplish the same thing. If we do this, 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 then we wind up in the same place, but I think we're just better. Spends all of our energy, which is unfortunate. And then if we go here, playing this, 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 we do have the 2 damage, so it'll build a town, and then we can just kill that town immediately. Then we're in a decent spot, reclaim, strike low here, and I think we're happy. Oh, it's the 2 damage per. Okay, in that case, is there a better way to do it? I mean, I think that's still correct. Yeah, I think that's still fine. 1 point of wasted damage, potentially, but it just puts us in a great situation. And do we have plants? We do. Hey, that Poison Dew, so much value. Oh my gosh. Never thought we'd see the day where Poison Dew gives us all of that value. Well, right now, the fire is better for us right now. Broadly, it's kind of a wash, what we care more about. I think we'll just do the, take the extra damage, deal with the city or something here. Sacrificing you in case that explores. Play around that. We get the permanent fire. With Dahan set up symbols, so we'll put you over here. Okay. If we put a strife on you, take a damage, and then we can pick you off later. Okay, this one we definitely want to spend the disease on. And here, I think it's better just to spend the disease on this as well. It's just too many buildings. Puts a lot of pressure on us, and I don't want that kind of pressure. Okay, so if we go here and we kill these explorers, maybe we draft into some kind of fast Dahan movement. That would be amazing. Or, well, we only get 2 pushes. I was going to say, or we could just move the Dahan right now. I mean, we can move the Dahan right now. And if we do that, that'll solve this land. We can at worst strike low, right? Like, that's a very sad strike low, but it works. Yeah, I do like this quite a bit. Okay. Reclaim, gain another miner. Something like Weep is just cheap. It's fear. Can't be super mad at it. Something like Gift of Power, just kind of flipping cards over, waiting for something better to happen. Spur is just basically just a fire element, which we already have one for free, so we really don't care about that. Although the air element could matter. We can actually hit the top tier of this innate this turn, right? Because we had the 3 card plays. Yeah, we can totally do that. If we do like Strike Throw, Flesh Rot, plus like Fiery Vengeance. That's funny. Then we'll just take Weep. Just a big old Fear Bomb. Wasn't able to find anything better, so we do something like this. This. And 3 destroyed presents. Yeah, so we can just spend them pretty liberally. If we do this, that gives us the disease damage, which will let us kill this city, which is nice. Little free little city kill. Yeah, hitting the extra tier of our innate, that we're not going to use that damage, so like don't don't bother. Now this is a really cool thing. You can actually assign your damage as you see fit. When we use this innate, any spirit power that damages Dahan can be allocated as you see fit. So we can do 1 damage each to 3 different Dahan, so we don't actually have to kill anything. Man, what disease in that lane? 2 damage to invaders, 2 damage to Dahan. Great. This is amazing for us. We can just let the disease right through, and we're totally fine with that now. Gather a town into a land with city, or an explorer into a land with buildings. We are looking at sands or jungles next turn, so let's just do this. Okay, we get the jungles. And so we're definitely going to be spending the disease to prevent that from building. But otherwise, yeah, we'll just get that free little kill right there. And how do we want to play this? All we're getting is 1 fear off of that. That's not super exciting. We could just use this just to push the disease in, and then play some cards to use all that. If we manage to get the 2nd tier of the innate here, let's see, if we get to 4 energy, we could play these guys. That'll give us enough to fast clear this whole land. It's not a bad idea. Oh, wait, no. You have to move pieces in order for that to work. Oh, drat. Okay. And we'll do this. Go here. Here, and then move that disease in. And we'll just take a fear. Okay. Might wind up just taking a blight there. I think we grow top here. Or now might not be a bad time just to go for a major. This is all just kind of like doing nothing. There's not a heck of a lot to see. I think we just go for a major here and just try and get something interesting and powerful. And Jungle Hungers is very interesting and very powerful. It'll full solve one of these lands that we can grow into. It's cheap, and I like cheap. Considering the way this game is going, I feel like Fetid Breath is probably the pick. And then we want to add a presence into this land, doing something along the lines of this. And do that. Okay. There's too many, and we've killed everything at range 0. We need to find a way to get out ahead of it. Host invaders not matching a build card. Okay, so that's this one. And it'll build a few towns, and that's totally fine by me. Because we're already planning on spending the disease. Alright. Adjacent to a land with beast, we can remove a town. Let's get rid of you. If we had a sacred site here, we would just win. Get rid of the explorer. Oh, that'll get pushed. That's fine. And if we let that build, we're getting 2 towns. But we also don't have the capacity to destroy a city, so that's not good for us. Okay, really, we just need a way to get Dahan into this land. That's all we need to win. Or all we have to do is kill the city fast, is all we have to do. And we don't have the ability to do it with that. Blazing Renewal into Fiery Vengeance is... I believe we're short on energy for that. But I do think Blazing Renewal is the pick. I don't think there's going to be another Ravage in this game. Hold on, actually, was there Dahan movement in there? What was in that power game? Okay, yeah, there was not. Yeah, so it's Blazing Renewal. Okay. This is very tricky. Normally against France, you just win here, right? But in this situation, that is not necessarily the case. That's very troubling to me. Because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 builds. Coming down with Fiery Vengeance, so we go down to 4, right? So we're not going to lose, but, like, we're not super thrilled with what we've got going on either. Just kind of do something like this. Yeah, we're not the most excited with this turn of events. I'll go here, hoping for a beast event. Disease damage, we could do that. Pockets out the wetlands. Yeah, but this is super unfortunate. Numinous Crisis. Okay. Well, we were going to flip the Blight card, and now we can choose to pay to make it such that we don't flip the Blight card. So yeah, I think we will pour our strength, and we'll return a presence back to the track. We're not going to use this guy anymore because that's pocketed, and we can put it back here. Okay, let's see what we get. Each invader with strife deals damage to other invaders in its land. Okay. So we could use that here. And then that kills the city. And that is a win. Gosh. Normally, you just win with that second Slaves Rebellion, right? But Oliver Dahan just wasn't in all the right places. It was everywhere around, but not in the land. I feel like that should not have been as hard of a game. But we made it. Hey, a win's a win. We ended with well, we took, what, 2 Blight over the course of the game. So we had good control over the course of the game. So not the worst game possible, but definitely felt like it was more awkward than it should have been. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.